this is Shel C from Paper Rock TO Studio, and today I'm sharing with you a Canvas Corp Creative Crew collaboration. Say that 10 times fast. This is where some of us from the creative crew have decided to come together and make videos on the same theme using Canvas Corp brand products. The theme for this one is rainbow, and I'm starting out using my smallest round jelly plate as a stamp to apply some mists from Tattered Angels. These are the Glimmer Mists in different colors of blue and turquoise to my canvas. I'm putting titanium white acrylic paint onto my jelly plate first and then misting it and building up the color that way. I want the color to be sealed in and also a little bit pastel because I'm making a patterned variegated background, and then I'm going to a collage over the top of it. So I'm just taking different colors. There's a sky blue, a turquoise, and a navy blue from Tattered Angels, and these are all the ones with the mica in them. And I'm just using my brayer to apply titanium white and then spraying right onto the jelly plate, and in some cases using a stencil like you just saw me do there. And when I do use the stencil, then I turn them over and I don't waste the excess mist. I just either apply it to the canvas, or later you'll see me applying it to another piece of card to just make some more collage paper. I guess I'm just frugal like that. I don't like to waste anything. So I just use it on other projects later. So I wanted there to be pattern and visual interest in both color and also the stencil patterns. So that's why I'm using some of these different stencils. That one's from Mr. Huey's, and then the other one is a Crafter's Workshop stencil. So I think this is a great way to use your jelly plate with your mists. You could do this with the baseboard mists or any of the ones that you happen to have. And then they're sealed in so that if you do wet media over the top, there's not going to be as much smearing because you've used the acrylic paint with it. Also gives you a little bit lighter, more pastel color if you use white acrylic paint. If you wanted to do this and keep the colors true, I would suggest that you use like a liquid matte medium or some other type of an acrylic that, an acrylic medium that doesn't have any color in it. And go crazy. I mean, if you have a really bright pink mist and you want it to be a pastel pink, then try using pastel pink acrylic paint with it. I mean, it's very versatile and I think pretty fun. I like using these tiny jelly plates that you can use as a stamp. I just have it on an acrylic block, so it works out pretty good. I also did actually just then some mist right onto it to give me a little bit of a splattered effect, and then I went back in with some more white over it to try to make kind of cloud shapes. This is supposed to be a sky sort of type of a situation. Once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to set it aside, let it dry while I move on to my next steps for my canvas. This is a canvas board, by the way. Canvas Corp Brands does carry stretched canvases, and they're very unique in that they don't gesso them. So you get a true raw 10-ounce canvas stretched on board, which is very interesting to use. That was some bubble wrap, and I just misted onto my little piece of deli paper and then used it with the bubble wrap to make some marks. I'm just still trying to make an interesting background using different methods. I could probably do this all day. I like the randomness of making backgrounds. So here's some more mists, and I bought these in the little starter kits and calendar kits. I wanted rainbow colors, and these had the brightest colors and with the being most economical to purchase. And they are 1 ounce instead of 2 ounce. So you get just a whole bunch of different colors together that kind of coordinate. And then I've got a 7 Gypsies paper pad there, and I'm just picking out some different papers. These are Canvas Corp brand papers. So, and I've made myself some templates because I'm going to make some paper to use on my specific thing. So I cut out these templates to make sure that I had the right size papers. And then I'm going to draw my little templates onto the back and then do misting on the front. This is swirl stencils from, I want to say, the Crafter's Workshop. It's a 12 by 12. And see how I'm applying a piece of cardstock over the top of it and keeping that extra mist to use in the future? That's what I was talking about. It's almost like printing because you get your stencil design on there too. I want to do a two-tone for each of the colors. It's rainbow, so red, orange, yellow, blue, green, and purple. Left off the indigo. That poor indigo. It always gets abused, right? What? There's indigo in the rainbow? Yes, there is. And then I'm also, as I'm going along with each color, I have some white cardstock cut out letters that I used my die cut machine to cut out, and I'm misting those as well. They're all white, so I'm changing them to the colors of the rainbow. So there's my orange. I know it looks kind of yellow in the video, but it's actually orange. So this is a pretty simple process. I'm just changing the papers that I have into rainbow colors. They're also very shimmery because it's glimmer mist, so they got that nice shimmer going on. That was yellow, now I'm going with green. One little tip, instead of shaking if you have glimmer mist or any of the ones that have mica, instead of shaking them up and down, which might force the mica into the straw that's inside, if you shake them from side to side, it works better and less clogging. Also, wipe off the tips, just the front of it with a baby wipe when you put them away so that everything doesn't dry and clog up the nozzle. That is the one thing that's always frustrated me about ink sprays, is that they seem to clog. And then I have to go and soak them and try to get them to work. So I find that if I clean off the nozzle before I put it away, then I have less chance of it clogging. So that was green and blue, and now here's the purple. That one got my hand and stained it purple. My fingernail was purple for several days after this. But that's okay. I'm suffering, for my art, right? Okay, I'm done spraying stuff, I think. Now I'm going to cut out my circles, and I have, the biggest one down to the smaller ones. And in this way, I'm going to make a simple mandala. Now, I know that's not a real mandala, but I don't think I can draw one. I'm not that precise. I'm a lot more sketchy and messy of a person who draws. So I'm doing it this way. I want the rainbow colors, and then I also want the circles. So I'm just making them in sizes to make some concentric circles. A few of them weren't dry, so I had to dry them with my heat tool there. Now that I've got the two bigger ones done, which we're done with a plate and a bowl because I couldn't find any. I thought I had something that cut circles that was bigger, but I couldn't find it, so I don't know. I used to use this stuff for scrapbooking, and I haven't used it in ages. But this is a Colossal circle cutter, which was, I don't even know if they still make that, but it was something that came out a while ago, several years ago. And it has a little swivel knife and then this strange cutting mat that's like a piece of foam kind of, and then you just run that around. And so that's how I cut out the rest of my circles. Now for the layout. I have a quote and I've cut letters out using my die cutter. These are quick cuts letters. Yeah, all my stuff is really old. I know. It's old. I cut them out already using my big die cutter. This was when I realized I could use my big die cutter to cut multiple ones at the same time. And then I sprayed the word rainbow with the different colors as I was going. You saw me do that. And then the rest of the letters are in a different font and they're black. And I'm trying to get everything to fit on there. So I decided that I better actually measure the center and draw myself some lines. So I'm using a pastel pencil because I know I can just rub it off after the fact to make my line to line up my letters. Then I've got matte medium, which is a gel form of matte medium, and I'm applying all my letters using that. This was tedious. I'm not going to lie. Probably should have just maybe used my handwriting or something, but I wanted it to be very precise and pretty when I did this quote, and so this is how I did it. Probably won't do this very often, but it worked out great once it was done. So I'm using a spatula to apply, like a palette knife type of a spatula to apply the matte medium to the back of the letters and also to the board, and then applying them. And so that makes it pretty goopy, but it also is, plenty. I'm not missing a spot. I'm not causing any bubbles or wrinkles. And then I just scrape off the excess using the spatula again, and then it makes it all nice and flat. Occasionally the letter moves when I go to scrape it, and then I'm like, grrr, grrr. And I also have a wet baby wipe because it's getting all over my fingers. So now I've got my word on there, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my circles. Because these are going to turn into my mandala, but of course at the moment they're going to look like a target, like an archery target. Which is what I thought of as I was putting them on. I'm like, darn it, this looks like an archery target. But it turns out okay in the end. It's, your thought process is strange when you're trying to collaborate with some other people, and it's like, okay, we're going to do rainbow. So then you have to spend some time thinking about, what can I do that's rainbow that I have the right Canvas Corp Brands products to do? So this is what I came up with. I'm not sure it's my most brilliant idea, but it turned out pretty cool. I have it on my wall. See how it's starting to look like an archery target? It's okay, I'll fix it. Now I'm going to put on all the rest of my letters, and I'm sticking them on there thinking, okay, I want them to look pretty even. Then I finally decide to measure and draw some lines again. When I showed this to my mother, the first thing she said was, "Isn't there supposed to be an apostrophe in some ones?" Yeah, I think there is, but I'm not going to make an apostrophe, so that's just how it is. I think it's fine. So I end up figuring out how far it is to the middle between rainbow and the end, and then kind of drawing a line that way, which ends up being the width of my ruler, which worked out. These ones really want to slip around. It's kind of amazing that I managed to get them on there in the correct order too. I'm not the best speller in the world. I would not win any spelling bees, trust me. So my biggest fear is always that I'm going to put something on and spell it wrong on video. I would be in good company though. I've seen someone else do that. Certainly would be easy to do. Darn it, that O just wants to wiggle around and go other places. Okay, I'm not going to torture you anymore. I'm going to start doing the doodling on my mandala. And see, this is a plate, which I used to cut that circle. And then you can see there's the bowl that I used to cut the second circle because I couldn't find anything to cut circles with. Making black lines around each circle. These are my Uniposca pins. They're my favorites. I should buy stock in that company. So the rest of the video, you'll be seeing me do a lot of doodling. But this is how I created this project, so decided it needed a black border. A little tip, if you're using a ruler to make marker lines, clean off the edge of the ruler before you go on to the next thing because it will smear right onto your project. I don't know if you saw me doing that, just like rubbing it against my cleanup mat there. That's so that I don't smear a bunch of black onto the next place that I move it to. Okay, we can be done with the dishes now. Hey, use what you've got, right? Use what you've got. I'm pretty sure I had something that was called, I think it was called a circle scissor that you could cut all different size circles with, and I don't know where it went. I guess I must have gotten rid of it. Probably they don't make that anymore either. So these templates were all cut with my colossal circle thing, in case you were wondering. Made a little mistake there. It's nice that if you can wipe off the Posca, because I've now created a non-porous surface by putting that matte medium over it, so it takes it a little bit longer to dry, so I had a chance to clean up that black mess that I made there on the edge of the purple if I was quick. Now these are my Pitt artist pins. These are the ones that are made out of India ink, and you have a slight smearing time there before they dry. Once they dry, they're permanent. Because they're India ink, that stuff's not going anywhere. So I'm just adding a little bit of a darker blue around the edges of the word rainbow so that it pops out from the background a little bit. I think that makes a huge difference. And that didn't look quite orange enough there on the edge, so I oranged it up a little bit. And I have my white fine tip Posca, and I'm just adding a little bit of highlight on the letters. I like the way that looks. I hope you guys do too. Or girls. I mean, you guys, but you're really all girls, pretty much. The majority of you are girls. According to my YouTube statistics thing. Okay, now to finish out my mandala, I'm just going to be making random doodles all over it. In case you're wondering, this is speeded up 4 times fast. So it took 4 times as long as this video to make it. Should be about 2 hours. A little under 2 hours. I didn't cut much of anything out except for the rest of putting on the letters because I thought that was pretty dull, but everything else is left in. Feel free to fast forward, I do that. So I started on the outside and I put like what I consider like ruffles, a 2-step ruffle on the outside with a little white dots on the inside. And then these are just straight up, down, up, down, up, down, like V's all the way around. And they're not perfect. None of this is perfect, but I think that when it's done in the end, you don't see the imperfections so much as you do when you're doing it. So it ends up looking pretty cool. I think this is a good way for anyone to make a mandala that doesn't feel comfortable drawing the intricate, Zentangly looking mandalas that we keep seeing everywhere. They are beautiful, but I don't personally think I'm capable of making one. So bravo for the people who can. Put some hearts in that one. This one I just like put a dot in the middle and then made some petals. And then just kept filling it out from there. These are just round circles. And then some more of the things that I would call ruffles, just like bumps. Bumps, really, I guess. And then I line them on the inside. Then this is just 3 little dots, and then a space, and then another 3 little, like, circles all around the edge. So see, that's pretty easy. Anybody can do this. Then all I'm going to do is go back and color or highlight in places with colored pens, and then of course my white, which is my favorite. For that I just colored in the circles with orange over the yellow. Then now I'm putting like little lines around these ruffles all the way around with my white fine tip. So like I mentioned before, this is a collaboration video, so there are some other videos connected to this video, and at the end, after the close-ups, there will be some little intros to the other people who are collaborating with me. So when you see those and you see them, welcome to my channel, or come see what I did with rainbow products from Canvas Corp brands, then that's the people that the videos are connected with mine. There are actually, I believe, 10 of us total, but not all 10 are connected to mine because we thought that would be excessive. So it's not really a hop, it's more of a collaboration. Just basically we're all doing a rainbow theme using Canvas Corp brands products, so everyone's thing will be very different. I have no idea what they made. They have no idea what I made. Just like, oh, do rainbow. Okay, we're doing rainbow. That's just kind of how it happened. We'll probably do this again with a different theme at some point. I'm not sure how often, but it's fun to, have, it has a motivating factor when other people are doing it with you. Like it gets you into your studio to do something, just like challenges do, like the challenges that we offer. You have a reason to go do something, to go get some art done. It gives you a reason. I mean, you don't have to have a reason to do art, but when you're not feeling motivated, it's like, oh, I need to do that rainbow thing. Then I get in there and do it. So I hope you all have been enjoying this video, and please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and of course go check out the other videos with a rainbow theme using Canvas Corp Brands products. I'm sure that my compatriots in the collaboration will appreciate that. So this quote is from Maya Angelou, so I wrote her name there at the bottom, and then I am just using some pearl mist to make it a little bit more shimmery. So that's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Gina from Desperately Seeking Gina, here today with a Canvas Corp Creative Crew collaboration. For the month of May, we're working with a rainbow theme. Hop on over to my channel today to see what I'm doing with my favorite Canvas Corp products.
Hey everyone, Marie here. Thank you so much for watching and joining us on this video hop. If you are interested at all in seeing what I'm going to do with this dirty old paintbrush, head on over to my YouTube channel and hopefully I will see you there.
Hi guys, it's Tracy from My Grandma's Teacups. I'm hoping you'll join me on May the 5th as I show you how to use some glass beads from the dollar store, some little apothecary bottles, some twine, and most importantly, our Tattered Angels Glimmer Glam paint. So we're going to be painting up a rainbow and creating some beautiful wind chimes. So we'll hope to see you then. Bye.